Yes, Vimarsha, what we discussed in previous class. Chavya.
Sir, high frequency response, sir.
Okay. Yes, today we'll discuss about second part in model number 2 here. Okay. The second part, that name is MOSFET internal capacitance and high frequency model. Okay, this is the title for the second part in model number 2 here. Means we have to study about the internal capacitance. They will ask for the 6 marks question here. After that, we'll go for the high frequency model. That is for the 8 to 6 marks question. Okay. So here, first we'll discuss about internal capacitance. In previous class, we discussed about the diagram, right? Diagram regarding the high frequency model. So next we have to discuss about the capacitance equations, okay, with respect to MOSFET device, that is in high frequency analysis. So here, when I come for the second part in model number 2, here there are 3 topics here. First one is gate capacity effect. Second one, junction capacitance, and last one is high frequency model. Understood. So gate capacitive effect and junction capacitance, they will ask for the 6 pass. The remaining high frequency model, they will ask for the 8 pass, because you have tried the derivation here. Understood. So there are 2 topics here. First one is internal capacitance. Second one is the frequency model. So today we'll discuss about both here, internal capacitance and high frequency model. First, you take this figure here. Okay, this is the high frequency model for the MOSFET. So first you take 3 terminals here. Okay, actually there are 4 terminals including bulk. You take only 3 here, gate, source, and drain. These are the main terminals. Again, there is one more terminal, that is bulk or body. So here you take capacitance between the gate to source, okay, gate to drain. Okay, you'll get it 2 capacitance here. After that, you write it one more capacitance here, that is source to bulk and drain to bulk. Okay, you have to take 2 extra capacitors based on the bulk. Okay, that is from the source to bulk and drain to bulk. Understood? Total how many internal capacitance are there now? 4. Okay, which are those? CGD, CGS, CSP, and CDB. Okay, these are the 4 internal capacitance. Remember this one. Okay, so these 4 internal capacitance you have to express in equation. Okay, first you have to take 3 conditions for the MOSFET. Okay, you have to take 3 conditions for the MOSFET here. First, to take gate capacitive effect. Okay, first to take gate capacitive effect. What are the gate capacitance now? CGS and CGD. Right on this. So gate capacitive means we have to take 2 capacitance. Which are those here? Capacitance between the gate to source and gate to drain. So first to take capacitance between the gate to source and gate to drain here. Okay, that indicates what here? The gate electrode forms a parallel plate capacitor with channel. Andre? So we are making a gate connection that should be parallel with the what here? Channel. Okay, suppose there is an oxide here. Okay, below the gate there is oxide, right? This oxide acts as an insulator here. Okay, so below the oxide there is a channel here. Means oxide to channel there is a parallel plate capacitor. Okay, in that we can store the any kind of charge. Okay, we can store the any kind of charge like logic 1 or logic 0, or you can take positive voltage or negative voltage. Okay, this is the one capacitance. Okay, in between the oxide to channel. So in that part you taken here gate to source capacitance and gate to drain capacitor. Okay, after that you take another two capacitors. Which are those here? Source to bulk capacitance and drain to bulk capacitance, right? Here you take source body and drain body depletion layer capacitance. Okay, so these are the capacitance. Okay, uh, for the reverse bias in PN junction formed by the N plus source region and also P type N plus drain region. Okay, with respect to substrate means here when you come for the source and drain region here, there is a PN junction here. Okay, there is a PN junction. Suppose if you consider a N channel MOSFET here, the source and drain made up of N plus layer. Okay, the substrate is made up of which layer here? P substrate. Understood? So NP it creates the PN junction here in between the source to substrate and drain to substrate here. Okay, from that we can take the capacitance. Okay, total how many capacitance are there here? 4. Okay, first for the gate side there are 2 capacitance here, gate to source, gate to drain. Next you have to take substrate or you can take body. Okay, in body you want to take source to body capacitance. Okay, and drain to body capacitance here. Same thing you have to express in equation here. See here, MOSFET you have to express in 3 condition. Okay, MOSFET you have to express in 3 condition. First one is linear condition, second one is saturation condition and cutoff condition. Okay, so when you come for the linear condition here you take now MOSFET in triode region. Okay, MOSFET in triode region means it's a linear condition. In linear condition, the VDS is very small here. Understood? So VDS is very small. But suppose when you come for saturation here, VDS is maximum. Understood? So when VDS is small here, channel becomes a uniform. Okay, there is no change in the length. Okay, there is no change in the length of the channel here. Okay, channel becomes a almost a uniform. So in this condition, we want to take the equation based on the channels, means width of the channel, length of the channel, then oxide capacitance. Okay, when channel length is uniform here, okay, you have to consider now width, length, then oxide capacitance. Okay, that gives the capacitance in between the CGS. Okay, you take equation now, capacitance in between the gate to source. Okay, here you take capacitance in between the gate to source, that is CGS. Okay, this is the CGS. So this CGS is equal to gate to drain capacitance because this does say because channel is connected to various source and drain, right? So CGS and CGD, these two are different capacitance, but these two are equal. Okay, equal in capacitance value. Understood? Because channel is connected to source and drain. So in this condition, we want to take now equation for the capacitance. So capacitance is directly proportional to what here? Width of the channel, length of the channel, oxide capacitance. Then multiply by the 1/2. Okay, this is the capacitance for the gate effective. Next, when you come for the saturation, okay, you take saturation. In saturation, what happens here? VDS is maximum. Okay, in linear, VDS is smaller, right? But when you come for the saturation condition, the channel becomes a very short here. Okay, channel becomes a very short, or you can call it the tapered shape here. In this condition, there is no current flowing in between the source and drain. Okay, there is no current flowing in between the source and drain because the VDS is maximum. Channel becomes a pinch off condition here. Okay, channel becomes a pinch off condition. In this condition, ID current is 0, but channel becomes a very short compared to linear condition. So in this condition, almost we have to take CGS. Okay, gate to source capacitance, that is 2/3 W by COX, and CGD is almost 0 here. Just pinch off condition means what? Drain side almost there is a tapered shape here. Tapered shape means how you going to write here? You take one diagram here for the channel condition. See here. So this one is what here? Channel length here. Okay, this one the channel length. This is the channel here. Okay. This is the channel here. Okay, what is width here? W. Okay, length means what here? Length. Length and L. Okay, same thing. This is for the linear condition. Suppose when you come for saturation here, you take this type of channel here. You take this type of channel. Understood? Here you can write text here. Here this is for drain terminal, and this is for source here. Here this is for source, and this is for drain. Okay. when channel is uniform, okay, when channel is equal size here, means width and length here. So for that, you can go for this equation 1/2 W L COX. But when channel in tapered shape, this one is a tapered shape. Drain side, there is a narrow here. Okay, there is a narrow here because there is no electron moving from source to drain because VDS is maximum. When VDS is maximum here, there is no current flowing in between the source and drain. Okay, source and the width is more here. Okay, this one is the width of the channel. Okay, here drain side width is 0. Okay, there is no width across the drain side. Then length is equal here. Okay, length is equal. Understood? So length means what? A length of the channel. So length is equal here, but width of the drain is very small. Means there is no width across the drain side. Here, source side there is a width here. Okay, that width capacitance you have to write here. Okay, the gate to source width is how much here for the source side 2/3 WL COX. But when I come for the drain here, there is no width, right? So W is equal to 0. Okay, when W is equal to 0 means the CGD value is how much here? 0. Okay, this is for the saturation. Understood? Why the made CGD is 0 here? CGS is 2/3 WL COX. Understood this one. So next you take cutoff condition. Cutoff condition means the CGD and CGS is almost 0 because there is no current in between the source and drain here. So CGS and CD is almost 0. Understood? But when I come for the bulk connection in between the gate to bulk, you can write the equation WL/COX. Okay. Suppose if you consider any bulk capacitance here in between the gate and bulk, then you can go for this equation here. That is W into L COX. Okay, this is for the cutoff condition. But CGS and CGD is 0 because drain current is 0 here. There is no electron from the source to drain. So for that, you have to consider CGS and CD is almost 0. So next you take overlap capacitance here. Okay. This one the additional capacitance in between the gate to source and gate to drain here. Understood? So this was the overlap length. Okay, this overdrive voltage. Okay, whatever you call here, this is the overlap equation. Okay, overlap equation means it's directly proportional to width and length of the channel, including oxide capacitance. Understood? Total you have to write 4 equations. When MOSFET in linear condition, when MOSFET in saturation condition, when MOSFET in cutoff condition, then overlap condition. Okay, you have to write 4 equations in the exam. First, you have to write the diagram here. You have to write these capacitance diagram 1, 2, 3. Okay, after writing diagram here, you have to go for the equations. Okay, you have to write the equation one by one. Okay, first you take triode, saturation, cutoff, then overlap capacitance. Understood? Next you take junction capacitance. Okay, next one is what here? Junction capacitance. Junction means what here? It's a PN junction. Okay, here source and drain it is made up of the N junction. The body is made up of P junction. Okay, from that you have to write the equation here. So here you take source and substrate connection or body connection here. Okay, CSP means what here? Source to bulk capacitance. This source to bulk capacitance is directly proportional to CSP naught. Okay, CSP naught divided by square root of 1 plus PSP divided by V naught. Okay, so writing this equation here, this is very important. I'll write this equation. Written here you take capacitance in between the source to bulk. Okay, that should be equal to what? CSP naught. Okay, CSP naught divided by square root of 1 plus VSP divided by V naught. This is the equation. The CSP naught means what here? The CSP capacitance is almost 0. Okay, with respect to body to source bias. Okay, so VSP is almost 0 voltage. Means when there is a ground connection for the bulk here. Okay, when there is a ground connection for the bulk here, then you have to include CSP naught. Okay, naught means it's a ground connection. Okay, capacitance value is almost 0, including bulk connection. Understood? After that, you have to take VSP. Okay, VSP means what here? It's a magnitude of the reverse bias voltage. Okay, V naught means what here? It's a junction built-in voltage. Okay, junction built-in voltage, cut-in voltage for the silicon 0.7, right? Same thing, you have to take V naught for the cut-in voltage. Okay, junction voltage. So VSP means what here? It's a reverse bias voltage. Okay. Next, CSP naught means it's a ground connection for the body. Okay, V naught means it's a cut-in voltage of the MOSFET. So always you have to choose cut-in voltage in between the 0.6 to 0.8 for the silicon. Next, when you come for the drain to bulk, in earlier what to take here, source to bulk, right? Next you take same equation, okay, in between the drain to bulk. Again you take CdV naught divided by square root of 1 plus VdP divided by V naught. Understood, right? On this equation here, CdV. Okay, CdV means it's a capacitance in between drain to bulk. CdV naught means the bulk is connected to ground here, divided by square root of 1 plus VdB. Okay, voltage between the drain to bulk, that is a reverse bias voltage. V naught means it's a cut-in voltage. Understood? So here this is for the drain to bulk and this is for the CSP. Total how many capacitance equations are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, total you have to write this 6 equation in exam here. Understood? The first one is linear condition, second one is saturation condition, cutoff condition, then overlap condition, then capacitance in between the PN junction, that is CSP and CdV. Understood? So is there any doubts here? You can ask me now. Nandini,
Yes, sir.
any doubts are there?
No, sir.
No doubts. Okay. So next you take second topic here. Okay, just now we discussed about gate capacity effect and junction capacitance, right? Next you take last topic here. This is for 8 marks. Okay, internal capacitance, they last for 6 marks. So next you take high frequency model. Okay, this is very important here. First to take this diagram here. Okay, this is the high frequency model. Okay, high frequency means almost they've taken 2 capacitance. Okay, so neglect the bulk here. Okay, don't include the bulk here. You take only gate to source and gate to drain. There are 2 capacitance here. Again, there is a one current source. Again, there is a R0. R0 means what here? Channel resistance. Okay, R0 means it's a channel resistance in between the drain and source. It's an internal resistance. Okay, so this is also, these 2 capacitance also internal capacitance, because so all capacitance we connected inside the terminals. Okay, even for the current source. Understood? So what you taken gate, source and drain here. Okay, so all elements they are connected inside the terminals. Okay, not outside the terminals here. So all elements they are connected internal elements here, because we want to analyze the internal parameters first. After that, you have to go for the external parameter. So what are the internal parameters here? CCS, CGD, then current source or not. Okay, these are the internal parameters. So what is input here? Gate. What is output here? Drain. Okay, remember this one. First, you find out the output current here. Okay, find out the output current and the drain current. Okay, so for the drain current here, you write equation now. GM into VGS. Okay, this is the normal equation. So ID is equal to what here? GM into VGS. Same thing you take now, I naught. GM into VGS minus S into CGD minus CGD into VGS. Okay, CGD means what here? Gate to drain. Okay, gate to drain into VGS. Because see here, the gate to drain, is it open circuit or closed circuit? It's a closed circuit, right? So there is a current flowing in between the gate to drain. Okay, gate is input, drain is output. So for that, so output current, it depends on what here? CGD. Okay, CGD, it's acts as a closed circuit here. Okay, for find out in the output current here, you have to include the CGD, then CGS. So here you write now S into CGD into VGS. Okay, so S means what here? It's a single pole response. Okay, S stand for what here? It's a single pole response here. So for that, you write the S S is equal to what here? J omega, right? Same thing you take now. Means output current, it depends on the gate to drain capacitance. Then what is input voltage here? Gate to source voltage. Understood? So here you take now this equation here. I'll have read this equation. I not under so it's a output current. Okay, it's a output current here. That should be equal to what here? Current source. The output current source here. What is current source here? GM into VGS. Okay, GM into VGS. GM into VGS is the what here? Current source equation minus. Okay, the output current also depends on the gate to drain. Okay, so for that you write minus SGD into VGS. Understood? So write this equation here. Next, you take this diagram here. You take this diagram here. Here, this is for the high frequency model. Okay, this is the high frequency model for the in order to find out the current gain. So you take input current here first. Okay, input current. Okay, not there is a voltage here. Only there is a current source, that is II. There is no voltage here. So input source is what here? II. Then you want to take the output current across the drain side. Okay, gate side the connected current source. Okay, drain side you have to find out the I naught. Understood? So next you take CGS. Okay, you connect one capacitor in between the gate to source because it has a closed circuit. After that, you take one more closed circuit in between the gate to drain here. Okay, after that, you take closed circuit in between drain and source. Okay, you take closed circuit in between drain and source here. Understood? Why? Because current is flowing from always power supply to ground. That's why to take current source here. That is GM into VGS. Okay. After that, we want to take internal resistance, that is R0 in between the drain and source, that is channel resistance here. So if you apply any current source here now, okay, suppose if I apply any current source to the gate here, current is flowing from input source to gate terminal. Okay, input source to gate terminal. After that, current is dividing across the gate terminal. Some of the current goes to gate to source capacitance. Okay, some of the current goes to gate to drain capacitance. Understood? So here current is dividing, okay, in between the where to where here, CGS and CGD. Okay, some of the current goes to CGS, some of the current goes to CGD. Okay, first current is what here? CGS. Okay, current is flowing across the CGS. Then second current is flowing across the CGD. So current flowing across the CGD, what you call this one here? S into CGD into VGS. Okay, you have to write the current flowing across the gate to drain, that is in S into CGD into VGS. Okay, S means what here? Single pole response. VGS means what here? Input voltage. Okay, same thing you take now. So you write now current equation, current source equation. This is the current source, right? That is drain current. Okay, what is drain current equation now? I naught is equal to GM into VGS. Okay, I naught is equal to what here? GM into VGS. That is drain current equation. So next you take I naught nothing but a GM into VGS here. Means nothing but a drain current here. After that, you can express the gate to source voltage, okay, in terms of current. Okay, you have to express the input voltage in terms of current. You take now V is equal to I by C. Okay, so VGS is equal to what here? Input current divided by S into CGS plus CGD. Okay, CGS and CGD is what here? Input capacitance. Okay, CGS is what here? Pure input capacitance. CGD is what here? It's a combination of the input and output capacitance. Understood? So right now, VGS can express in terms of capacitance now. That is input current divided by S into CGS plus CGD. Okay, CGS is what here? It's a pure input capacitor. CGD is what here? It's a combination of the input and output capacitance. Remember this one here. After that, you take equation number this one and this one. Means I naught and VGS. You take this equation, combine these two. Okay, I naught and VGS, combine these two here. Then arrange the equation in the form of I naught divided by II. Okay, you take I naught equation and VGS equation, combine these two here. Okay, after that you arrange the equation in the form of I naught divided by II. So what will get here now? GM into S into CGS plus CGD. Okay, VGS it will be cancelled here. Okay, VGS, it will be cancelled here. The final equation is now in the form of current gain, that is GM divided by S into CGS plus CG. GM means what here? It's a trans conduction. Okay, the VDD, it is flowing from drain to source. That is GM equation. What is S here? It's a single pole response. Then CGS is what here? That is input capacitance. CGD is what here? It's a combination of the input and output capacitance. Next, so you take S is equal to now frequency now, that is angular frequency. So for that you take S is equal to J omega. Okay, substitute here. Wherever S is there, substitute J omega. Then you write the omega equation, that is omega T. Okay, it's a current gain, a frequency equation, unity at frequency. Okay, so for that what you get here? GM divided by CGS plus CG. Okay, so yes, you take it left side here. Okay, yes, you take it left side, we'll get GM divided by CGS plus CG. So after that, you take frequency here, unity gain frequency Ft is equal to omega T divided by 2 pi. Okay, so you take unity gain frequency as a now. Okay, GM divided by 2 pi CGS plus CG. Understood? This is the frequency equation, high frequency equation. Okay, not only frequency equation here, this is for the unity high gain frequency equation, high frequency gain equation. Understood? So F is equal to what now? GM divided by 2 pi CGS plus CGD. Okay, I'll have to write this equation here. The final unity gain frequency for the higher frequency, that is GM divided by 2 pi into CGS plus CGD. And the frequency directly proportional to transconduction and inversely proportional to capacitance, that is input capacitance and feedback capacitance, CGD. Okay. So this is for the frequency equation. After that, same thing you have to express for the common source amplifier. Okay. Here you take common source amplifier here. This one is the common source amplifier, high frequency common source amplifier. Okay. Here they have taken FH. FH ಅಂದ್ರೆ high frequency. Okay. FL ಅಂದ್ರೆ lower frequency. Okay. Neglect the lower frequency here. Okay. You take only mid frequency and high frequency. For the high frequency side, gain is falling here. Okay. For the high frequency side, gain is falling. When gain is falling means you have to take 3 dB loss. You have to take 3 dB loss. Andre, you have to take 70% of the gain. Okay. We can't take 100% of the gain here because gain is bent here. Okay. When gain is bent means there is a loss in the gain. Okay. That loss is how much here? 3 dB. And the 30% there is a loss in the gain. The remaining 70% you have to take the gain here. Understood? That gives the higher cutoff frequency. Okay, higher cutoff frequency, lower cutoff frequency means what here? We want to take the 70% of the gain calculation. Okay, you have to neglect the remaining 30% because there is a bend in the gain curve for the lower frequency and higher frequency, both sides. But we are talking about the high frequency, right? To take on high frequency. For the high frequency, gain is falling from maximum to minimum. So for that, there is a loss in the gain. Okay, that is 3 dB. 3 dB means 30%. There is a loss in the gain. The remaining 70% you have to take it for the gain calculation. Understood? So next you take same diagram. You take common source amplifier. Okay, common source amplifier for the frequency model here. Here you take this diagram here. This is the diagram. Okay, for this diagram you take now. There is no circuit diagram here. Okay, without circuit diagram also we can write the high frequency model. Okay, first you take V signal here. Left side you take input, that is V signal. V signal is connected to R signal. Okay, because it is connected to gate terminal. Then RG is connected for the gate. Then CGS it is connected to gate and source. Then CGD is connected to gate and drain. After that you take current source here, that is output current source. Then you take R0. Okay, R0 in between the drain and source, that is channel resistance here. Then you take drain resistance here. Okay, drain is connected between this drain and source here. Then you take load resistance, then V0. This is the high frequency model for the common source amplifier. Understood? So depending upon this diagram, we can write the equations here. Okay, for the finding the frequency. Understood? You have to write the equation. See here, you have to write the frequency equation. What is frequency equation here? This is Okay. For the common source amplifier, we have to take the final equation is frequency. Okay. For that, you have to derive the equation one by one here. Understood. First, you take AC plate model for the common source amplifier. Okay, correct. Gate to drain capacitance and gate to source capacitance. First, to take AM equation. So AM means what here? It's a mid-band gain. Okay, mid-band gain here. In earlier derivation, okay, in earlier derivation, there is a common source derivation, right? That is V naught by V signal. So in V naught by V signal, what you got here? Final equation minus RG divided by RG plus R signal into JM into RL dash. Okay, this is the equation here. Understood? So what you take a V naught divided by V signal, the overall gain. Okay, V naught by V signal, and it's a overall gain for the common source amplifier, that is minus RG divided by RG plus R signal into JM into RL dash. After that, you find out the output voltage. Okay, express the output voltage in terms of I into R. Okay, output current multiplied by the output resistance here. What is output current here? Drain current. What is drain current equation here? GM into VGS. What is output resistance here? That is RL dash. Okay, load resistance dash, and then it's a total output resistance. Okay, so for that to take V naught is equal to minus I into RL. Okay, I and then GM into VGS. Okay, total output resistance is the RL dash. So next you take arrange the equation like this here, minus GM into RL dash into VGS. Okay, this is for the first equation. This is for the second equation. Next, you take RL dash equation. RL means what here? Total output resistance. Output side, how many resistance are there? Yes, see here. For this diagram, total output side, total how many resistance are there? 3. Which are those here? R0, RD, RL. So all the resistance that are in parallel here. So for that now, right, RL dash is equal to R0, RD, RL. Understood? So write equation RL dash now, R0 should be parallel with RD, RD should be parallel with RL. So next to take IGD equation. Okay. Current flowing in between the gate to drain. Okay. The current is gate to drain through the slope. Okay, through the slope here. So for that to take S into CGD into VGS minus V0. Okay. So right now S is equal to, sorry, S, you take current flowing in between gate flow, you take now S into CGD into VGS minus V0. VGS means what here? Input voltage. Not means what here? Output voltage. Okay, because gate is input, drain is output. So for that, when gate is input means you have to take input voltage as a VGS. Okay, drain is output means you have to take output voltage as a VDS or V0. Understood? You can take either V0 is equal to VDS, or drain side output voltage is V0, or you can take VDS. Both are same. Okay, so write equation current flowing across the gate to drain, that is S into, means S stand for what is single pole response, multiply with the gate to drain capacitance, then VGS minus V0, and the difference in input voltage and output voltage. Then you here you take S into CGD. Okay, you VGS you write as it is here. V0 means what here? Output voltage equation. Okay, what to take your output voltage equation here? So what you got here from second equation, minus GM into RL dash into VGS. Okay, minus GM RL dash into VGS here. So for that you can write same V0 as it is here, minus GM RL dash into VGS. Then minus into minus, it will be plus here. So what you got? Current flowing across the gate to drain, final equation S into CGD into 1 plus GM into RL dash into VGS. Understood? So this is the current flowing across the gate to drain capacitors. Same thing. Here we want to take gate to drain is the input and output capacitance, right? So for that you write the equivalent capacitance, because this gate to drain capacitance acts as a feedback capacitance. So for that you have to take the C equivalent capacitance here. For writing C equivalent capacitance, you take this equation now. What is IGD here? IGD nothing but S into CGD 1 plus GM into RL dash into VGS. Same thing you write now. S into CGD 1 plus GM RL dash into VGS. Understood? So here you take now C equivalent is equal to CGD. Okay, C equivalent is equal to CGD. Okay, C equivalent means it's an equivalent capacitance in between the gate to drain. So what is current flowing here in between the gate to drain? S into CGD 1 plus GM into RL dash into VGS. Understood? See here. So in between the gate to drain, there is a capacitance, right? That is CGD. Okay, CGD replaced with what here? C equivalent. Okay, CGD, it is replaced with what here? C equivalent. Understood? What is C equivalent here? CGD into 1 plus GM into RL dash. See here, in this diagram, they are not given any capacitance in between the gate to drain. Why? Because instead of connecting gate to drain capacitance, they have taken C equivalent. Okay, C equivalent means CGD. What is C equivalent here? CGD into 1 plus GM into R dash. Why they have taken C equivalent here for the CGD? Because CGD is the both input and output capacitance. It's actually the feedback capacitance for the gate to drain to gate here. Understood? That's why they have taken C equivalent here. Again, you take gain is falling across the higher frequency because 3 dB loss here. Okay, for that to take single pole response. Okay, if you take a single pole response here, almost there is a 20 dB loss. Okay, 20 dB per decade loss. Understood? So for that to take single pole response, now you can write C equivalent is equal to what here? CGD into 1 plus GM RL dash. Okay, that should be equal to what here? Current flowing across the gate to drain. Understood? Okay, this equation you can call it a Miller effect. Okay, Miller effect capacitance. I think you studied in third semester, right? In electronic devices. So Miller effect capacitance means what here? We want to take the separate input capacitance and output capacitance from the feedback capacitance. Okay, here feedback capacitance is what here? Gate to drain. For this gate to drain capacitance, we want to take the separate input and output. Same thing you take on here. That is C equivalent. Understood? For the next class, we'll continue with the derivation here. Understood? So is there any doubts here? Any doubts we can ask me now? Yes, Aisha.
Hello, sir.
Any doubts are there?
Yes, sir.
Abhishek Patil. Abhishek Patil. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಎಸ್ ಬಕೇಶ್.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts are there?
No, sir.
Okay. Today what we discussed here, that is internal capacitance, right? Today we discussed about internal capacitance. Okay, that is gate capacitance, effective and source body and drain body capacitance. In that we taken 6 capacitance equation, one for the linear, one for saturation, one for the cutoff, one for the overlap, one for the source to bulk, one for the source to bulk, sorry, drain to bulk. Next we discussed the equivalent model here. For the equivalent model, you have to write the hybrid pi model here. Okay, first you take current flowing across the gate to drain. Okay, from that you arrange the equation in the form of I naught by Vi by taking the VGS equation. Then you can find out the cutoff frequency for the high frequency model, that is GM divided by 2 pi into CGS plus CGD. Same thing you have to implement for the common source amplifier. Same procedure you have to implement for the common source amplifier here. So take common source amplifier. From that you write the equivalent model here. Based on this, you can write the equation. First to take overall gain for the common source amplifier minus RG divided by RG plus RC into GM RL dash. After that, you write the V0 equation here according to ohms I into RL here. So from that, you'll get a minus GM RL dash into VGS. Next, you take total output resistance here. There are 3 resistance here: R0, RD, RL. So all resistance they operate in parallel form here. So for that, you take RL dash. Then you take current flowing across the gate to drain. So gate to drain is what here? It's a feedback current here. For that, you write now. So S into CGD into VGS minus V0. Substitute V0 equation here, simplify, you will get IGD equal to final equation is S is EGD 1 plus GM into RL dash into VGS. After that, you can write the C equivalent. Okay, why you want to take C equivalent here? Because CGD is its feedback capacitance. Okay, you have to take separate analysis here. Okay, one for the gate side, one for the drain side. For that, you take equivalent circuit here. For that, you can write now C equivalent is equal to CGD. Okay, when you come for the CGD here, you can take S into CGD 1 plus GM RL dash into VGS. From that, we can write the equation C equivalent is equal to CGD into 1 plus GM into RL dash. Okay, this is the final equation. For the next class, we can continue with the derivation here. From that, we can derive the final frequency equation. Understood? So we stop the class now. Yes, you can leave the meeting now.